So this is it, the brand new CBR1000RR-R Fireblade SP. And what a fantastic machine it really is. Now, the Fireblade has seen a few updates of the modern era, but arguably none more and none more important than this one here, now. So, as soon as you get on the bike, the first thing you're going to notice is how much more room you've got. See, what Honda have realised in the R&D department is when a lot of people are buying this bike, a lot of them are taking it on track. And that's evident in the Superstock Championship from last year. Now, what they're doing is they're changing a lot of basic parts to start with. So they're changing the clip-ons and putting lower clip-ons on. They're changing the rear sets, putting higher rear sets on. So Honda thought to ourselves, well, why are we having a halfway house with a standard road bike? But that's exactly what they've changed. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to get NT1100 levels of comfort. This is still a full-blooded super sports bike. But what they have done to improve the rider comfort is they've pulled the bars up and they've dropped the pegs down. And what that's done is it's opened up that rider triangle, giving you so much more comfort on the bike from the showroom. Now, staying on board the bike and the flight deck, if you like, we can talk about the tech within this bike. Now, we don't have the keys for this bike to turn on this dash and to show you it in full. We'll have to do that in a later video. What we can do is tell you is something they've developed into this year for this bike is a really clever system. Now, the Fireblade has always been fantastic as a bike that you can ride to a track day, do your track day, and then ride home. And what we've done now is we've improved that. So within this system, we have a setting where you can actually measure your weight on the bike and set the bike up accordingly. So what that opens up is that you can ride to the track day with the bike in the most comfortable setting for you. Arrive at the track, hit a few buttons, and you're ready to go. No preload setting, no race sag, you're good to go. Have a fantastic day at Brands or Donington, and when you finish, you turn those settings back to basic and you ride home in comfort. Visually, the Fireblade has always been an attractive bike, and it hasn't changed much for this year. With the addition of new winglets on the front, which are increasing our downforce, and they're also improving yaw by 10%. And looking to the back of the bike, we've still got that RCV inspired swinging arm, giving us great control at the back end. Staying at the back, we've got the Aquapovic end cam. Now for this year, it's actually got a full litre more capacity. And what that allows us to do is that at that mid-range rev, it's so much quieter, keeping you on side with neighbourhood watch, which is vitally important. But when you wind the power on your track day, it's been noted by the R&D department that this bike is the closest sounding to the World Superbike that they've ever had. Engine-wise on the Fireblade, we've still got the short stroke semi-cam design, which develops 215 brake horsepower. That's plenty for anyone. But the engine has received a bit of attention this year. More so on the throttle body motors, where now they work independently on 2 cylinders each. The idea of this is that the bike can drop 2 cylinders or pick up 2 cylinders on corner entry and corner exit. And the idea of that is that it gives the rider much greater control on putting that power down to the ground and making it usable. This is a very emotional bike for me. Not this bike in particular, but Fireblades. You see, when I was growing up, my dad worked at the local Honda dealership. And on school holidays and some weekends, me and my brother would go into the shop and help out. Emptying bins, sweeping up, that sort of thing. But one of the jobs was to dust and polish the bikes. Now this would always cause a bit of competition between me and my brother. We'd always want to be with one bike. We'd always make a beeline straight towards one bike. And it was always this, the Fireblade. We just wanted to be near this bike. It was phenomenal. And now, this bike in its 32nd year still makes me feel like a schoolboy. I'm itching to get a duster and some polish and just spend some time with it. So this is much more than a bike to me. This is memories of summer holidays spent with my dad in the bike shop, learning the industry that we're all so privileged to be a part of. And motorcycles have the ability to stir emotion inside of us like nothing else. And for me, nothing hits the spot like a Fireblade.